Alright YouTube, so this is going to be a kind of a part 2 video of my first one where I did this BatteryMINDer unboxing and threw it on the bike on my 750 Gixxer. But today I'm out here with it, or tonight rather. I got this big stowaway deep cycle battery, 105 amp hours, deep cycle. I don't know how many. It's a big old battery. 182 reserve capacity minutes, 105 amp hours. So this big old stowaway battery. And I came out here a while back to see if all these would charge, and I went ahead and just put some water in here for the heck of it. But I was gonna I got my fluke meter out here, my Bohm. So switch this thing to DC. Let's put it on here real quick and see what kind of reading we get on it, and because I'm gonna hook this BatteryMINDer up, see if we can't get some more juice in this bad boy. All right, so right now I've got, oh shit, 1.5. I think this one was good. I don't know. This one might be bad. We're about to find out though. But I got 1.6 DC volts on it. So we're gonna go ahead and hook it up. Let's see what this BatteryMINDer will say. I know this is a little thing, but something I like about this is just they give you so much. You have such a great length of cord here for your alligator clamps and your hookups. I mean, it's just nice because I can set this up here on my workbench and I can just hook this up, no problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this thing in, y'all. Let's see what this thing says we got. Alright, so plugged in, reading, so all the lights are on. It says power, battery connection. Why is it saying red? Well, how about that? Ain't that nice? Alright, so I wanted to show y'all as an example how this works. You saw where it says battery connection with the red light. That means that it's hooked up backwards. Now, I did not do that on purpose. I mean, I did do that on purpose. It wasn't an accident, but because you can see a big positive and a big negative there. So that just hooks up that way. I think that's pretty cool that it's got that feature built in. So now we will plug it in for real. Plug it in. Alright, so it's going through all the lights. It's talking to us. Power, battery connection's good. It says battery weak. It is now desulfating. And we've gone up from like the completely dead mode to the next little step up, which I'll have to see what that says in the book. I'm gonna leave this just like this overnight and check it tomorrow. Well, it's been about 2 days saying I got a bad cell on this whole bad boy right here. So I'm gonna stop this for a while. I'm gonna throw this charger on something else I got. Be testing these also. This battery is actually 10 years old, but when I put the meter on it, I had about 3.9 volts. I think this one here was showing up like 0.1 or something crazy, and forget about this one. But before I throw them on here, I'll put the meter on here and show y'all what we're putting out. All right, so I got this little Mega Boost, one of these little made in China batteries. Came out of a, hell, I don't know what it came out of, four-wheeler, little motorcycle or something. I don't even know what it came out of. Might have came out of that Zuma moped. I can't remember. But anyway, put this on. So right now we got 3.5 volts. So I'm showing 3.5 here. So and this should be 12. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get this thing hooked up. All right. So I'll put this on the meter while I plug it in. So this battery is very, very weak. I'll have to refer back to the manual to see exactly what my power is looking like when you're on this indicator. But it is weak. It's desulfating. My connection's right. Red to the positive, black to the negative. And temperature compensating because it's above 80. I think like the perfect thing is like 60 to 70 for this to charge. If you're like less than 60, that lights up blue, I found. So green is we're greater than 80. So, and it is warm out here. But anyway, this is it. I'll see what that light means where we are. Alright, so referring back to the manual, the battery was in soft start mode, 0.5 amps. So if you come down here, charging stages, soft start is used if a battery's voltage is under 10.5 volts when charging begins. It uses a low constant current to slowly bring up voltage. This prepares a weak or neglected battery for the constant current stage, which would be the next stage here where it jumps to 2 amps. And during that stage, sometimes called bulk, is the main charging stage. The charger puts out a constant current of 2 amps, its full power. Battery voltage rises until the battery reaches the optimal charging voltage. And if you refer back here to the light we had earlier that indicated a bad cell, this means the battery is under 11.5 volts after battery test. And the battery test, which I mentioned earlier but could not fully explain, is administered by reading your battery voltage while resting the battery for 10 minutes. A voltage of under 12.5 volts indicates a weak battery. Under 11.5 volt indicates a shorted cell. The battery is tested at completion of the constant voltage stage and every 12 hours while in float. Alright y'all, so it's been over 12 hours and our little battery here, which appeared to be bad whenever I took it out, which was maybe over a year ago, and it's just been sitting, and y'all saw how much juice it had in it. Right now it's telling us that it's I have to refer to the manual to tell you what that's called, but it basically means that it's dropped down to like where it fluctuates. It drops down to like, I think 0.5, and it just kind of maintains and trickles. But the battery is full. It's greater than 13.5 volts right now. It's not saying we have a bad cell, it's desulfating, and that's it. So I'm just going to let it sit on this charger and see if something else happens. I'll let y'all know what that light means. Alright, so if you see here, this is where the battery is and floats, charge complete. So the voltage is greater than 13 volts. If you flip over here, you see that float, sometimes called maintenance, is the charger's long-term stage. The charger can and should be left connected indefinitely. This will keep the battery fully charged, ensuring no sulfate can form. The charger maintains float voltage using very little power as it actively monitors the battery and adjusts its output several times a second. So if you refer here to the float voltage they're talking about, you look at the model 2012, which is what I have, and say a standard flooded battery. The constant voltage is 14.4 volts, and the voltage during the float stage is 13.4. Alright, so if y'all can see, I got this 1006. 2006, so this battery's 10 years old. It's got 2.9 volts on it, 3, somewhere in between there, 3.1. So to ever start, thing's got 540 cranking amps and 450 cold cranking amps. Little Walmart special battery. So I'm gonna hook this thing up, y'all. We gonna see what it's gonna do. Alright, so got it hooked up the right way. Put it on here. Well, I'll plug it in for y'all. Alright, so it's saying it's not making a good connection. Let me wiggle it some. There we go. It wasn't making a good connection. Alright, so I just wiggled it on the post. Alright, so right now, like when it's here, it's in that soft start, so it's less than 11.5. So we're starting out with 0.5 amp to bring it up to the constant current stage. So that's what it's doing right now. Battery's weak. Well, this thing's been on here maybe 10-15 minutes, and it's had enough time to run a battery test and tell me it's got a bad cell. So this one's going to the dump. No good. Well, that battery was no good. It did not work. Bad cell. So I'm out here charging something that matters now. My battery on my brute force. So got it hooked up. And also, if you notice here, I had an idea. The genius in me came up with something. So a little zip tie here with a carabiner, and that way if I'm hooking it to something, like when I was on the Gixxer, I can take it and just hook it hanging off of something. You know, if I wanted to hang it off the side, I could hook it right here or something like that. So pretty cool, comes in handy. So we'll let this charge.